All right, guys, we're back. First episode of 2022. I rebranded, so now my podcast is called Take the Eight Count. It's brought to you by Sea Isle Iced Tea and also our friends at Fantasy Stand. Go follow them on Instagram today. Sign up for some Super Bowl picks and all and try to win that extra money. All right, so my guest today, very special guest. I have Jordon Murphy, 1-0, one knockout. He's coming to the city of brotherly love for his second career fight. Jordon, thank you so much for joining tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course, of course. Now, this is really special. For those that don't know, me and Jordon have like family ties. So my cousins in Florida have grew up with him, really good friends. Shout out to Dalton and CJ, and also my Aunt Kath and also Chelsea as well. They know this kid and they absolutely love him. So it's a very special interview for me.
Sure, for sure. For me too.
Of course. All right. So my first question for you is where are you from?
From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was born in Philadelphia. At an early age of 3 years old, I moved down to Deerfield Beach, Florida. So right now I reside in Delray Beach. I know it's a lot of cities right now, I'm telling you, but it's from Philly to Deerfield. Those are like my two homes.
That's awesome. Yeah, that is great. And also you're in the warm weather now. So, you know, that's great too, to grow up there and have some fun.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get into the sport of boxing?
So being from Philly, Rocky's a huge thing, you know. So my brother, my dad used to watch it all the time. I was a baby, but I used to sit there and watch it with them. And then when we came down to Florida, my brother was asking my dad if he could start boxing, but my dad didn't want to pay for any boxing things. So he was like, the only way you could box is if we sign you up for a PAL program. And it just so happens we were playing baseball and a PAL boxing coach walked by with a PAL boxing shirt on. And then he introduced himself to my dad. And then my brother started boxing. And then I wasn't old enough at that time, so I was playing baseball for another year. But on my 8th birthday, I told my dad that the only thing I wanted for my birthday was to box. And that's where it went from there.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. And also a major shout to Rocky too, because that's like my favorite boxing series of all time. And even when they rebranded with Creed, I absolutely love what Michael B. Jordan's doing too.
Yeah. Exactly.
Great. And then I also love that you brought up the Police Athletic League. Now we also have them here in Philly as well. So why don't you let everyone know, like, how much did that mean to you for your upbringing, for your whole childhood and all, just being involved in the Police Athletic League?
It definitely meant a lot knowing that I was somewhere safe, somewhere that they were still teaching me what I wanted to do, but on the outside, disciplining me and getting me structured for the real world. It just so happens that my coach now is still the same coach that I've always had since I was 8 years old. So that means a lot. Still talking to my other coach as well. Shout out to Coach Butch. But it definitely means a lot because, like I said, Coach Steve's been my coach since I was a kid, and he's always looked out for me and always wanted the best for me. And for him to still be here riding with me shows me a lot, you know?
Of course. No, it's definitely a great program because when I was at Temple University, I majored in sport management. So my one was like event planning. So we spent the whole semester at a police athletic league. We were in Germantown, which is a not so nice neighborhood, but those kids, I mean, like that's like what made the experience fun. Like, you know, we write journals and stuff, but just, you know, making a difference with them and just them like wanting to learn, just having somebody, you know, show them how to play basketball or how to play stickball. It was really cool to see the reaction.
You need a role model, a leader to be there for you when you're a kid, you know?
Oh, yes, definitely. All right. So my next question is, now you've had a great amateur background from what I've read. Your uncle Jeremy sent me this awesome like virtual bio book, which was very cool. But for those who haven't seen, if you could talk about this kind of like a 3-part question, and it's like one of my favorites too. So if you can let everybody know what your record was, some of your achievements, And when did you know you were ready to go pro?
Well, first of all, my amateur record was 97-9. So I've been fighting a long, long time.
Yes.
Won 4 national titles, 7 regional titles, 12 state titles. Actually, that was 6 national titles.
Wow.
6 national titles. On the thing, it might say world titles. Does it? You see it? Are you looking at it? It might say 2 world titles, but it was 2 ringside world, which counts as national tournaments. So 6 nationals, 7 regionals, and 12 state titles. And what was the third question?
So my third question was, when did you know you were ready to go pro?
I wanted to go pro for a long time. I've been asking my coach for a long time to turn pro, but he's the coach. He knows what's best. He knows when the time is. So I was ready at around 19, 20. I knew I was ready, but we still needed to put in a lot of work and master our craft to turn pro.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great because I've been hearing all kinds of questions, like I mean, answers for that. It's really funny because like one of our Philly champions, Scooter, which is known as Stephen Fulton Jr., he told me once they got rid of the headgear, he knew it was time to go get paid, and then also like people wanted to learn on the fly, and then also it was them fighting with their dad or their team, and then also it was a certain amount of fight. So yeah, it is so funny all the different answers to that question.
Sure.
Also, I wanted to touch up. So, how has your relationship been with one of your training buddies and also your friends too? D'Angelo Fuentes, who's actually on the card too, and we will see him at the live casino in South Philly. How has that relationship and friendship been?
That relationship has been great. Me and D'Angelo have had a long background together. We actually went to middle school together. I always told D'Angelo, because D'Angelo walks around stocky shoulders and he never talks, but like he's a very quiet kid, but you could tell when someone can box. And I just saw it in him. And I always used to tell him like, yo, you should start boxing. Like I have a gym that, and then his uncle told him, and then he eventually just came. But me and D'Angelo have been friends for a very long time, since I think it was like 7th grade.
Oh wow, okay, a long
We've
long
been
time.
boxing, yeah, for sure. We've been boxing together for a while, and it makes me happy to see him in the same position that I'm in as well, and doing the same things, being on the same cards. And we were actually running together not too long ago. And I looked at him and I was like, yo, it's crazy that me and you are on the same card. Like, this is a dream since middle school. And now we're going to be fighting together on a professional card in another state. So it was amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'm gonna probably say this multiple times, and then even like when I meet you guys right before the fight and all too, like I'm really like, even though it's my first time meeting you guys, but I am excited and proud of the both of you because this is a really
Thank you.
great card to be on. And not only like, this is Johan Boxing, who's a very famous promoter. Also, Russell Pelt will be there, but also other boxing promoters around the city are going to be there. So like you guys are going to make a huge impression and put on a great show in front of everyone. It's just going to be a great night.
I know it will. I appreciate it too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then also, if I forgot to mention, there's a Jordon Murphy Day in Florida. Why don't you let everyone know about that? That is impressive.
Yeah. So around, I would say probably I was like 14, right? 14 years old. I came back from a national title. I had no idea. I thought I was just getting an award at the city hall. And then they were announcing Jordon Murphy Day on March 5th. And then it just so happens to be my dad. It landed on my dad's birthday. So
No way. Did it really? That's
yeah,
awesome.
so it's a very special day for the both of us, especially for him, because everywhere my dad goes, he lets everyone know that Jordon Murphy's his son.
I can't imagine how hype you were going into school the next day. You're like, yeah, that March 5th is my day.
Exactly. Showing them the paper.
Right, yeah. You must have been really hype and nothing could have bothered you the whole entire school year.
I didn't even do my homework.
That's so funny.
Telling my teachers, I got my own day. What do you got?
Right. That's so funny. All right, now this one's one of my favorite questions too, because I love to get inside the boxer's head for this one. So you finally made your pro debut on August 21st versus Steve Merrill. Second round knockout. The video is great. It's on YouTube for those that want to see it. It was really a great show and great power for a pro debut. Now this one's a three-parter. Could you talk about the nerves? How nervous were you? Were you calm, cool, collected? The second question is, what were the vibes like? Because it literally, you would have thought you were like a co-main event or a main event. How crazy everybody was, and literally half the place was there for you. And then the third one is, how would you grade your performance?
So for the first question, I had no nerves at all.
Really? Okay.
My dad, my uncle, they were all back there. I was getting interviewed in the back. I was talking trash. I was very cocky in the back while interviewing. My dad kept asking, "Are you nervous?" I was like, "No, I'm not nervous. I've been doing this for too long to get nervous now." Like, I was excited. Like, it was a dream that I've always wanted. So I was like, what's the point of being nervous? Like, I know what my potential is. I know I'm going to go out there and show out. So that was good. And the second question?
The second question was, what were the vibes like? Because, like, you know, obviously you're locked in, you're about to walk out, you hear like literally half the friggin' place like screaming. Like, what were the vibes like of you walking out? Because obviously you heard everybody. What was that like there?
Honestly did not expect it to be that loud. It was like, we sold a good amount of tickets, but it sounded like there was double of what we sold or triple of what we sold. Everyone was going crazy. They were screaming to the top of their lungs. It was great having that support, knowing that doesn't happen very often with a lot of fighters. So having that type of support behind your back for your first fight, especially, it was amazing. And for the third question, I would rate myself C minus, D plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Very, very critical. I like it.
I wasn't proud of how I did in the ring. I was proud I got the win, but the way I fought in the ring, between the way I spar and the way I train, it kind of showed not me. That wasn't me, you know? So it was kind of embarrassing to me to even have people see that side, because it looks like I looked kind of amateurish, you know? And I've been training too long as trying to be a professional to look like that. So it's kind of disappointing. So I actually give myself a D plus. Okay. I'd give it a D plus just because I got the win though.
I like it. All right, cool. No, very, very critical. Hey, I'm all for it because I'm the same way. So yeah. I always want to
for improvement.
Yeah, I always want to improve in whatever I do, and I love to listen to the critics and stuff too, or also like to prove people wrong. All right, great answer. Now I do want to ask, you know, your second pro fight again is in this city, huge historic fight city. We've had famous people. We even got prospects right now that are ready to get belts. Now, how excited are you to come in the Philly and the showcase your skills here?
It's a dream come true. This time is going to be a totally different Jordon Murphy. You're not going to see the same Jordon Murphy you saw in Florida. We changed a lot of things up. Can't talk too much about that, but a lot of things have changed since the first fight till now. So he's definitely in for a surprise. Philly's, like I said before, it's been a dream to fight in Philly, in my hometown. In my whole entire family, I have too many people in my family to even count. We're the only people that live in Florida. Everyone else lives in Philly. So I know the support there is going to be much greater than it is when I had my fight in Florida. So it's going to be a very exciting show.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm very excited. And like, even from my estimation, I'm just estimating because like I'm even looking up and down the card. So like when you get there, so Sonny DeBronco Canto from South Philly, and it's in South Philly. So of course he's gonna have a lot of people, but I feel like you're gonna have the second largest amount of people, which is gonna be fantastic.
Really might be. You never know. I might go over, Sonny. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. So usually I don't like to ask this to a fighter, but hey, we're still, the fighters are still trying to come up with a game plan. With the pandemic, they kind of lost 2020. But what are your goals this year? Obviously it's your second pro fight, but how many fights would you like to have by the end of the year? Is there a certain amount that you and your team would like to have?
I think we're definitely shooting for 4 to 5 fights. We obviously can't fight too much, can't fight too often. Injuries could happen. Your body starts deteriorating.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably shoot for another like 3 to 4 this year, hopefully. If everything works out as planned, but that's my goal. Obviously, my team probably has a different perspective on that from the outside, but I'll fight the day after I fight on February 24th. I'll fight on the 25th. It doesn't matter who it is. I'll get in a ring with anybody. And in my first fight, I called out Ryan Garcia. I don't like him. So
same. Same here. I'm in the same boat as you. Now, that also leads to my other question. Now, you seem like you're very family oriented, from what I hear from my aunt and my family. Now, what's it been like? Obviously your dad helps with the training and all, and your uncle handles your management and like your public relations stuff. Now, how has that been, and how cool is that to have your uncle and your dad involved like since day one and to see your growth with them?
It's very cool. It's more than just even my dad and my uncle. We have my uncle Sean, who always looks out, and if I need anything, he'll sponsor me, whatever it is. I have my aunt, my mom, my cousin Keith. I have a lot of people on my back trying to support me at all costs, and to have such big team with just family is just really unbearable,
I love it. Yeah, now I mean it's really exciting, and plus like of course like when I got to know your uncle, he sent me like a million pictures, and like you could just see how happy and like passionate like everyone is, and they absolutely love you. Like every picture, like everyone just looked happy for you and like joyful, like everyone that wore a black t-shirt or a white t-shirt that had your name on it, like everyone who was proud to have that shirt.
Definitely, for sure. You're gonna see a lot more shirts this time.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so my last question before we get into the fun ones, to wrap up. Now, what I love about you and what I heard was you do have a full-time job, and a lot of Philly fighters here are the same way as you, where they work all day, whether it's a blue collar or an office job or whatever to put food on their table. And then at night, they, no matter how tired they are, they're putting that work in the gym, or whether it's early in the morning, crack of dawn. Now, tell everyone what it's like to balance a full-time job and then to train and to still continue to chase your dream. What has that been like?
It's been something that I'm basically used to. I've always been out doing something, even as a kid. Like I used to literally go from playing baseball games, going to school, right after school, having baseball, and then right after the game, going right to boxing. So my dad and my mom always try to keep us out of the streets and doing bad things and staying focused on our dreams. So I'm used to having a full-time job and being jam-packed. So I've been doing this my whole life. You got to chase your dreams somehow, and being lazy is not going to get that dream.
Of course. Yeah, no, I love it. And it looks like you have a great head on your shoulders. You're very positive and all. And just like the way you carry yourself, you seem like you're great, and you're up for greatness for sure.
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. All right, so now it comes to my fun questions. These are great. Yeah, it kind of loosens up. All right, so my first question is, who's your favorite fighter to watch right now currently?
Canelo Alvarez. Easy.
Canelo? Okay, I like that. Now,
smooth.
Oh yeah. Now, who's the one fighter right now that you would like to see him fight?
Uh, I would like to see him fight. I would Jamel.
Yes, yeah. Everybody
Jamel
wants that.
I definitely want to see that. I just don't know because he's moving into like 4 different weight classes. I'm like, dude, you could fight anybody at this point.
Yeah.
Like, fight Tyson Fury. Like,
I know. Yeah.
he's moving in everywhere. So, but the Jamel would definitely be an exciting one. I would want to
Yeah.
see that for sure.
I would like that one, and then I would also like to see maybe him go back to the light heavyweight division to fight this man's ice cold. It's Better Biev, and he's like supposed to fight Joe Smith Jr. in New York.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's like,
Yeah, I
you
saw
know,
him
like,
fight in Philly. That man's ice cold. It's crazy.
you think he has a chance?
Canelo's so good, and I feel like it'd be a good fight, but right now I don't see anyone beating Canelo Alvarez. He's just so good.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he's way too
I don't
good.
understand how you could be that good. You gotta give him props.
Yes. Now, do you have any favorite Philly fighters that you like?
Not really.
No?
Nah, I didn't watch Bernard Hopkins like that. And Bernard Hopkins wasn't an exciting, like he didn't touch me as a kid, you know. I like him. He's a good boxer, but
all right.
No, there's no boxers in Philly that really like touch me, really.
All right. Well, there's a one to keep in mind. He might show up to your fight. It's Jerron Boots Ennis. He's probably gonna fight either Crawford or Spence. Hopefully by the end of this year. He's 26-0 with 20. Jerron Boots Ennis, absolute beast and a stud. And then there's Cool Boy Stephen Fulton Jr. He fights at 122, the Bantam. So those are two guys definitely to look out for. But Boots might be at your fight. He usually shows up to the club shows and stuff. Yeah, really, really good dude. Future champ.
Check him out.
Yeah. All right. And then what's your favorite cheat meal? Now, this could be after your fight or after weigh-ins or even like days after your fight. What's your favorite cheat meal?
What do you think it is? You scream it out?
Buffalo wings?
No. Devin?
I would have said buffalo wings.
What? French toast.
What? Wow. French toast. I did not expect that.
French toast is my favorite food ever. And when I'm boxing or I have a fight coming up, I'm like, dude, I can't eat French toast for like a month straight. Man. It kills me.
Wow.
The French toast is, can't go wrong with French toast.
French toast. All right. So French toast after the fight instead of a burger. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Now, this one's one of my favorite fun ones because it really gets you thinking. Now, if anyone could play you in Hollywood about your life as a boxer and your life about you, what actor would you want?
It would definitely be Jordon Smith.
Jordon Smith? I see that. Okay.
Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, my whole entire life, the only person everyone says I look like is Jordon Smith. Especially when I had long hair. Yeah. It was like every single day. Jordon Smith, I'm like, oh my God. Now they say Asuna, which is rapper. So
man. You were really prepped for this one. All right. I like it. All right. Now, obviously, since your family is in Philly, and I assume you had one, but what's your favorite cheesesteak spot in Philly, or maybe your dad could help you out? What's like one of your spots?
Jim's,
okay. Jim's on South Street.
Jim's on South Street. Yep.
I like that. All right, cool. All right. And then obviously the NFL playoffs have been incredible the last couple weekends. What's your Super Bowl prediction, would you say? Do you like Bengals or Rams?
If it's not the Eagles, I don't like it.
All right.
I don't watch it. If the Eagles are out the playoffs,
that's it. All right. I mean, you should probably keep your eye on this one. It should be a really good one.
All right, I will.
All right. Well, Jordan, this was a lot of fun. I'm excited for you to come down up to Philly. So I am looking forward to that. I'm sure I'll be meeting you before the weigh-ins and stuff, and then of course on fight night, even after fight night. But thank you so much for your time, and I will see you soon.
All right, see you, my man.
All right, I'll see you.